What's up, Stephen Johnson Stocks? Just recently got back from, I was in Amsterdam and then I was back in Newcastle and York, then Manchester, and then I'm back in Dubai, a bit jet lagged. So this will be a bit of a quick one, a bit different. But I just want to say that I'll be looking at the Sykes sliding scale in a bit more depth. I'm going to run over two comparisons of dries. The reason for that is because dries, well, one, it was interesting because it was running in sympathy of tops. But I want to go through the sliding scale because it's at the Orlando Traders Investment Summit on September 18th. So I'm excited for that. But let's quickly go through some comments. And I'm also going to give it like a kind of a month-long analysis of my trades. As always, I'm in the challenge and I'm on Stocks to Trade Pro morning and evening sessions with Tim Bowen. Affiliate links down there for the challenge. But Al Raham, just wondering if anyone knows why breakouts aren't working this week. I think everything's got context. You'd send us a couple of tickers and I'll take a look. Scotty's Trading, thanks for sharing the challenge content. I really need to get my ass into it on a weekly basis. Yeah, you need to get in the webinars with Sykes. It's helped me a lot. Now I know the patterns and what's good and bad. I just need to have the discipline. Min, Kim, your kids are awesome. I'd be too scared to trade the chart. Just stop you there. These are not my kids. They're my brother's kids and they are great kids, Jack and Charlotte. But I just want to say also that I won't be having kids until I'm nailing trading and making money consistently. Again, back-to-back green weeks, followed by back-to-back red weeks, and I just lost discipline. And now for the future, I've said it a million times, but I just really need to focus on the VWAP hold with a catalyst and start using the Sykes sliding scale a lot more because I'm going on one indicator, two indicators. But anyway, let's get into the trades for the month and you'll see what kind of worked and what didn't. So, not a totally catastrophic month. I mean, still one of the highest winning percentages I've ever had. Didn't lose anything catastrophic. It's just I was $80 up in the first 2 months. And so how did I make the money and how did I kind of lose afterwards? So at the start of the month, the first trade was VSTM and also TEUM. Very similar trades in where I'm looking at a downtrend on a super strong stock. And then I'm looking for the reversal and I'm buying it. So VSTM was on this day here, multi-day breakout, highest volume. Everyone was wanting to buy it, so I waited for it to downtrend, and then I waited for the trend to break, and then I was the first one in. And then if the trend doesn't push strongly, then you can just cut your losses. And it was the same with TEUM. TEUM was buying it on this day, this multi-day breakout, and then I bought it a little later in the month around here, and I was trying to dip buy it again, but the difference between dip buying it here is that it's a multi-month breakout, it's dead high volume. And then when I'm dip buying it here, it's proven already now that it can't hold its spikes and it's lost all of its momentum. I was actually dip buying it on this day. So buying the reversals on the multi-day breakout on the first green day is a lot different than trying to buy a reversal on this day. And this is where I really made the mistake and lost some money this month. And the other strong stock that I was making money on this month was AVEO. Now, AVEO was a gimme short because it's from the 70s up into the 3s, and then everyone's just waiting for it to come down, and I was shorting it all the way down here and taking profits in the first 2 weeks. And then in the next 2 weeks, I didn't see as many of these plays, so I just started playing random patterns. So what I'd like to do next, I mean, yeah, like I'll just go through some of the texts. DDD was just a random short because it looked like it was going to come down. APRI was the first green day, which actually worked. I'll go through the Sykes sliding scale on this. GNCA was a short, but it was only up from the 5s to the 6s. Like, to make a good short, it's got to be up from the 1s to the 3s, not the 5s to the 6s, and this is why I'm losing money. IMGN, first day in great pattern, it didn't work. I didn't regret that. Dries is really interesting. I'll go through that on the Sykes sliding scale as well. And MBRX was a random dip buy after a double top, just playing random patterns because my patterns aren't working. But like again, like MBRX, I'm buying it here when it's had all of its momentum here. It's gapped up 30% already. So I see where I'm going wrong. It's just not finding the right trades. So playing anything. And I'm really looking at the Sykes sliding scale for 2 reasons. First of all, let's just flip to it. I'm going to the Trader Investment Summit on September 16, and when I look on the agenda, the third thing on the agenda, kind of the second thing, is the Sykes sliding scale. So that's the one reason, and the other reason is because I've just been making random trades the last 2 weeks, and I haven't been taking into account all of the variables, and that's one of the main reasons why I've been going wrong. So now I want to kind of look at dries, how I played it, and then I want to look at how I should have played it. Now, Roland was actually looking at this kind of support line, and he recommended to buy off this bottom support. I actually bought it around here when it was a sympathy play to tops, which was running. So let's just kind of go through it, I guess. So we have dries me, and we have dries off or Roland, I guess. And I'll just move this up so it's fully in the screen. Okay, this should work. Cool. So I was buying it basically when we look at dries, we know the chart. Supernova that went up to the 120s, and since they've been diluting shares. Now tops was running, so I was buying this in sympathy, and when I was buying it, sorry, this is a 15-minute chart, but it had ran pre-market because of tops, fell a little bit, and then when it spiked, it broke the pre-market support, and I bought a dip. I bought a red candle, and then I was thinking I'm going to get a good entry as it's just broke support, but what I should have done is waited a little bit longer, and then it started to fall apart. But if you just look at dries, for me, the pattern and the price, I mean, the pattern, it's a terrible pattern. And the price, I'm getting in off pre-market support, but it's one of the worst companies of all time. So I mean, I'm going to give it like a, but it is running, I'm going to give it about an 8 because it's just not the best pattern at all. I mean, Tim might even give it worse. Risk reward, I mean, I should have been out as soon as it failed pre-market support. So for example, if I'm buying in kind of here as it breaks, at the minute it breaks this pre-market support again after, because it's turned into a fake out, I should be out, but I wasn't. So I mean, the risk reward buying off the pre-market support, I mean, I'll give it like a 14 because I am buying off pre-market support, but I haven't given it enough time to test itself to see if it really is a breakout. Ease of entry exits, fine. Past performance history of spiking. I mean, it hasn't had a full-on breakout in a long time. It is a former supernova, but it's just been diluted since. Personal schedule was it was pretty fine. I mean, I'm buying in the morning for it to break out, so I think that's about a 15. Reason catalyst, it was a sympathy play that tops was running, so I mean, I'd give that about a 7. The market environment, I mean, it doesn't really matter for this stock. It's about slower trading because it's summer trading. This stock doesn't really break out, but I'll give it about a 7 here, and it's going to be a 7 here. So I mean, it's a 66. It's not very high at all. It probably should be worse. I probably should put that down to a 5 because dries doesn't ever break out, and I haven't seen too many spikes in the mornings anyway. No, that's a lie. I'll give it about a 7, but maybe I'll give. Yeah, now we'll leave it at that. It's a 66. But then when we look at Roland's, so it's the longer term support is here. In the 127s, is it? It's the 132. So I know Roland was looking to buy it on the 132s here. So I mean, say we look to buy it on this kind of reversal in around the 139s, because it had previously spiked right from the 1s to the 3s. So the pattern and the price here, I mean, it's the same pattern and price, but the difference here is we've seen that it can really spike off this support level. So for this, I'd give the pattern and the price kind of a 15. If it breaks this support, this 135 level, you're out straight away. So your risk to reward is a clearly defined stop level. So I mean, and it's the same as the other one. So I mean, I'd give this a 14 as well. Ease of entry exits 10. Past performance of history and spiking. Well, I mean, for this one, I mean, I'd give it even a 3. But for this one, I'd give it a 10 because it just did it the other day. Personal schedule, it's just the same. Reason catalyst. I'd say it's about. Tops isn't running on this day, but it did spike before. But that's not a real catalyst. So I'd maybe give this a 6. In the market environment, I mean, it's not unchanged. So the difference between Roland's and mine, is this is a 78. This is significantly higher than a 64. I mean, 64 is nearly 50. That's like a D grade, where 78 is more like a B plus maybe. So there's a significant difference. Thanks all for watching. A bit of a different format this week. Literally, it's because I know I want to get this video out on time, and I know I've got to go to work tomorrow as well, and I'm jet lagged. So I hope you like the difference. I hope you like the comparison. I'll be trading very tight. Again, going back for that green week, green month, and you have to go get the back-to-back green weeks and then fuck up by getting overconfident. It's a process. I need to get on. I need to go through it to get on to the next level. And got to remember, this was a major milestone achievement. Hope to make many more. I'll be super disciplined so I'm not tied up in Florida. Leave you with that. If you hear what I'm saying and you get the messages about thinking about multiple indicators, which was my fall down in the last few weeks, type SSS into the comments box and even say baby after it. I'll see you later.